Hey everybody, I just had to do another video update for you because I'm thinking about some big stuff and I want to put it out there so that maybe we can start a discussion about it. I'm starting to become a firm believer in the existence of both good and evil as forces in and of themselves. Insofar as that energy and entities and humans can make choices about how they want to behave, and they can either behave in a way that's conforms with a positive vibration, or they can make choices that conform with a negative vibration. Okay, we live on a three-dimensional, four-dimensional reality, three dimensions, and then the fourth dimension being time, I guess. But there are other dimensions and realities, and I don't want to go in too much to what these entities are, because that's actually going to take another video, or where they come from rather. But there are entities that surround us at all times, and the ones who are the closest to us in proximity are the most negative, as far as their vibrations go, because they are hanging around trying to use any method that they can to further their goals and intentions, which are intensely negative. And their negative intentions include things like harming people. I'm just going to be honest. Really harming people. These negative entities want everything to be as miserable as they were and are in their lives if they were living beings, which some of them were, but some of them aren't. It's a lot more complicated than you can possibly think, because there's this whole realm that doesn't exist on sort of the analog realm that we live on. There's this whole digital realm that nobody even... Problem with this digital realm is that most of the things that exist in it are negative entities. They just are. They are, like I said, they're hanging around trying to continue their own intentions, and they will use any inroad they can to get inside a human to make the human do their bidding. This is horrible. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I know this to be true because I've seen it. I don't know what else to tell you. And really, you are always fighting off these negative beings. You are always, as a human being, susceptible to these beings. They are everywhere. They will look for any little road to get in. When you get drunk, they love drunks. Why do you think they call it spirits? You know, it's because when you drink, you leave the door open to this other world, and you allow these negative entities to come in. I'm not sure that when you drink that you're inviting them in, because I believe these entities do things without consent. And that's the whole reason that they are negative entities, is because they do things without the consent of other unique individuals. Everybody, despite the fact that they are all connected by this energetic, this electromagnetic force that honestly stems from the heart, being the most electromagnetically prone organ in the body. It's got the pacemaker cells. It creates a magnetic sphere that we could call an aura, and other auras interact with other auras. You get too close and you can feel it. You can feel yourself running into somebody else's electromagnetic sphere that's created by their heart going lub-dub, lub-dub, lub-dub. That is creating that electromagnetic action is creating the aura around the person that serves a number of features, including an early warning device to let you know when people or things get too close that could be harmful. And you feel it often first at this level that's below sight, sound, taste. It's underneath this level, because it is the first level of defense. And we've been so taught to ignore this first level of defense that we don't feel that these negative energies and these negative entities are bumping into us all the time. Take a look, at least in our white culture, take a look at the evil eye, okay? The evil eye is a symbol, is a very real thing for a lot of cultures. They wear an evil eye to ward off negative energy. They paint evil eyes on things, and they are adamant that this evil eye wards off negative energy. And I fully believe it. I fully believe it because after doing my own observations and seeing what I've seen, this negative energy is around us all the time. It could be thrown at us from somebody's glare when they're glaring at you, thinking about how you look or whatever. Boom, negative energy just heading your way. Or it just could be something that's just circulating around in the air or in a building, and you walk into it and you're like, what? I feel really gross now. And it's this negative energy that just seems to coalesce at the corners. And it doesn't scatter unless you make it scatter, unless you tell it to go away, unless you tell it to get lost, like with the evil eye. Unless you tell it to get lost, it's going to take advantage of you because it does not ask for your permission to do anything. This evilness, this thing that the evil eye wards off, does not ask your permission, which is why you need to actually have talismans with you that help ward off this evil, because left to your own devices, you're vulnerable at all times because this thing exists on a plane that you don't fully understand. You don't even begin to nobody understands this plane, this sphere. There's a very small few amount of people, and I don't think anybody should be interacting with this sphere because it's all about negativity. It's all about lack of consent. It's all about abuse. This whole sphere is all about abuse, and I think it's intensely dangerous. Intensely dangerous. It makes me really angry because it's so freaking dangerous. Okay, so where's the good? Where does the good come from? Well, the good needs your permission. The good needs consent. The good energies that are there are not on the same sphere as the same level as the negative ones are. The negative ones are existing as close to us as possible because they want to be embodied into a material form because that's where they feel comfortable vibrating. They don't feel comfortable vibrating at a higher frequency because they know they are not worthy of it. They are negativity. They are lack of consent. That is their thing. They know they're not worthy of a higher vibration, and so they're just trying to do as much damage here on this level as they can. So where are the good energies? Where are they? I don't have an answer for you for that because I have not fully touched them yet. I know they're there, but I also know that they take extreme consent. Extreme consent, not just like a little consent, extreme consent. You have to commit yourself to good in order to touch these entities. You have to commit yourself to talking directly to something. And I still think I'm not even sure. If my hypotheses are in fact correct, I have a feeling that the only thing that is going to save any of us is Jesus. I'm sorry to say, but I can't think of any other entity, any other positive entity that when you look at the words of Jesus, you go, oh my God, that's right on. Read the red letter, the red word Bible. So basically it's got all of Jesus's letter in red text. Only read the red text. It'll blow your fucking mind. It's so unbelievable because it's all about lack of abuse. It's all about consent. It's all about positive and fighting the negative. It really is. And I was going to say tolerance, but it's not really about tolerance either. That's not it. It's about his words are about standing up for yourself and being a strong person and standing up for the weak. Period. That's what his words are about. They make total sense, but of course they've been misconstrued by religion, etc., etc. Is Jesus a real entity? That I don't know, because I don't personally have communication with him. My husband does, and he thinks Jesus is a real entity. I've had communication with Archangel Michael, and for me, that's as real as I get. And I think Archangel Michael is a real being. And in fact, I've had shamanic sessions where I've been doing shaman work with other people, which I don't believe in anymore. But I've had shamanic sessions where I've asked for assistance, and Archangel Michael has come, and the other person says, "What just happened? Everything just changed all of a sudden." I called Archangel Michael. I needed a little help, so I called Archangel Michael, and he put his wings around me, and he wrapped his wings around me, and he stood silently with his sword at the ready to go to battle for me. Because I keep engaging him, and I keep asking him, and I keep trying to tap into his energy, because sometimes I feel his energy, and when I feel Archangel Michael's energy, it is so positive, it is so good, it is so warming and affirming. And I'm somewhat certain that this is a positive energy, but I can't be sure. I need more data to be sure. And so I have a really hard time communing with anything. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what's out there. Man, stuff is way weirder than you could ever imagine. And we don't even have half the answers, which is why we need to deal in the realm of the physical and not get lost somewhere else.